Hi my friends, my name's Tim Johnson. In this video I just want to quickly talk about optimizing your brain health and three keys which I consider to be truly important and critical for doing that. Certainly have been for me over the period of time that I've been sort of working on my own self-improvement. Depression and anxiety were two things that sort of figured prominently in my life along the way. I don't think I ever suffered from serious clinical depression, as I know probably some of you do out there. Although I was medicated for a period of time and took Effexa, venlafaxine for quite a long period because the doctor, this was in my 40s, the doctor really couldn't think of anything else to do. And obviously during the period of my addiction, those of you who know the channel, you'll know that I had these sort of crippling black moods that I just used to sit in a dark room and really consider what was the point of carrying on. Didn't want to get out of bed, and a lot of you probably can relate to that, and couldn't even be bothered having a wash or eating properly or anything. I also sort of had periods of along my life of crippling anxiety, and those of you who suffer from that will know how debilitating it can be. For no reason, it can just sort of sneak up on you. And obviously when it's a physiological state because your body literally goes into the fight or flight mechanism and it's constantly there, and those feelings, your heartbeat's flying and the sweat's dripping off you and you feel an impending feeling of doom, your breath starts to increase, your appetite goes totally, and a lot more as well. It's very debilitating. So sort of three and a half years ago, when I started to sort of improve myself and got off the alcohol and drugs, it became a priority really to sort my head out, because although that was a major step coming off the alcohol and drugs, because they made everything 1,000 times worse and were having their own serious effect, the underlying issues were still there. The brain health and perhaps those, I don't know, maybe chemical imbalances or pre-programmed ideas that were in my head were still there, and I needed to do something to optimize my brain health. So I started learning and looking into it, and the three keys, were obviously what I'm going to talk about now were within the diet and within the exercise regime that I did, etc., etc., and also mindfulness techniques as well. But the reason I'm making this today, and I've not been on for a while, is that I've had a visit from my wife over this last week. It's been amazing. It was so good to have her over here, and we had a fantastic time. But I stepped out of my routine that I was in because she was here, and obviously relaxed it. It was like a little break for myself, if you like. And so obviously my diet was totally different. I tried to sort of stick to fairly healthy, but I was doing different things with my diet and my regime, my sleep regime. I wasn't getting in my mindfulness practice. I wasn't doing any of my physical exercise, and consequently, the last couple of days, the black doom descended on me again, if you like, and that was how quick it was. It was amazing. And I wasn't even going to sort of make a video or anything this week. I was going to sort of get back into routine, and but the last day or so, I sort of stepped back into I forced myself, and this is what you've got to do. You've got to be strong and self-disciplined and determined and focused, and get yourself back into that routine, because I really just wanted to go and buy a load of junk food, sweets, chocolate, crisps, ice cream, and go and lie in my bedroom and watch videos. And I had to physically force myself not to do that, because the three keys around brain health, the three keys which I've religiously stuck to and have meant that I've not had to take any medication and had an optimum mood and energy constantly over the last certainly few months when it's really kicked in. Number one, omega-3s. So important, and probably some of you will know this already, but omega-3 fatty acids are so important for brain health, and you can get really good supplements. If you don't like eating oily fish like particularly salmon, and I'm not talking about farm salmon here, I'm talking about proper fresh organic salmon. That's what you need to be eating, a lot of that type of fish, with high omega-3 in. But omega-3 or cod liver oil supplements with high omega-3 in, but the natural ones from a good health food shop, are essential. And I take between 1.5 and 2,000 milligrams a day of that. The reason for that is that the brain is a fatty organ, and it loves those fatty acids, particularly omega-3, and it keeps everything balanced and functional. It keeps the organ of the brain healthy and functioning correctly and not misfiring. It helps the electrical energy in it. And it's simple, isn't it? Omega-3s, you know, and there are other really good supplements that will help you with nerves and stuff. But omega-3s are the main one. But B vitamins, making sure you're getting really good quality of B vitamins, particularly B6, B12, they're really important. And micronutrients. So I've talked about these before on the channel. Zinc, potassium, magnesium, those ones. Not too much potassium because it's bad for the heart if you take too much, but certainly magnesium and zinc, critical for brain health. You can supplement those, or you can eat them in a diet high in pumpkin seeds, nuts, that type of thing for the magnesium and potassium. And the zinc, you'll get from that as well, but also shellfish and that type of food, red meats. So keep an eye on those. That's diet. Intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is number 2 on the 3 keys. I've talked about it. Look back on my videos about intermittent fasting. It has had a fantastic benefit on my overall health and energy, mental focus, mental clarity, but particularly brain health, because the brain likes a bit of ketosis. There's actually research been done on children who have fits and misfiring electrical activity in their brain, where they put them on a full ketosis diet or a full fat diet where ketosis is constant. Because in intermittent fasting, without going into, look at the video if you want to go into depth on it, it's part ketosis because you're only fasting for 16, 18, 20 hours a day, and then there's a window of eating. With the children who are having epileptic fits and that, they put them into full ketosis and the fits just stopped. So brain likes ketosis. So look at intermittent fasting. So omega-3 and supplementation, intermittent fasting. No junk food. Cut out anything processed chemical. I can't stress this enough. The odd treat won't do you any harm at all. If you fall off the wagon, as it were, and have a burger one day, or go and eat a tub of ice cream one day, it won't undo any of the good you're doing with your diet and stuff like that. But don't make it a habit, because processed food is your enemy, as are white carbohydrates. Your carbohydrates, try and get from plant sources or natural whole grain sources, quinoa or brown rice, that type of thing. Leave the bread, leave the white flour, leave the processed food behind, because it's the enemy of your mind. Will lower your mood, cause depression, cause anxiety, and lower your energy, etc., etc., and you'll look like shit. Number 3, and finally, without preaching about it at all, the finest thing for your brain is exercise. It's not rocket science. Exercise, 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 however you do it, whether it's a 20-minute walk in the fresh air and sunlight, or even the rain, that doesn't matter. Just moving your body every single day is critical to your mental health. You'll all know that, but it's getting them the self-discipline and the focus to get out and bloody do it. Now, it can be as extreme as you want it to be without it becoming another addiction. You don't have to be in the gym for several hours a day. I like to exercise with weights 4 times a week. I like to move my body for a couple of hours every single day, 7 days a week, in some form or other. That might be a bit too much for some of you, obviously time commitments, families, etc., etc., but get out and do it every day, and try and meditate for 15 minutes every day as well. Even 5-minute meditation and deep breathing will do you the world of good to your mind and your body and your soul. So try and practice those 3 tips as much as you can. Be aware of them, be focused, know when you're slipping behind. It's okay to have the odd treat day. Of course it is. It won't undo anything, but then continue on the path, and you'll notice such a massive difference with your mental health and well-being. I promise you. So Carpe Diem, seize the day today. Please subscribe, please like the videos, please share them with your friends if you think they'll help them, and I'll see you soon. Take care, and much love to you all. Bye bye.